All right.
Gosh darn, this is slow. I'm gonna say 0 to 60. This is like a 10-second, 11-second to 60 kind of car. The initial hit, it's got some boost to it, right? It builds boost, and then it takes off, but then it just dies. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Driver's Apex. It's certainly been a while since I've posted. I've got some videos in the queue, so don't worry. But for this moment right now, we're in Cairns, which is in Australia. It's kind of the northeast section of Australia. And I think there's some really good roads today to drive. So we've got a totally different car, something I'm not used to. We've got a Kia Sportage, and this one is very interesting because it is a diesel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you along for the ride. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun on this road. Let's see what this diesel can do, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and start this up, right? Like, so a diesel typically has a glow plug. I don't know if there's a glow plug monitor. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. It's been a while since I've driven a diesel. Everything feels familiar. What's really new and interesting for us is this here, all these screens. This is something that we're really not used to. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, as well as being on the right side, not the left side. But we've been driving a lot in Australia. We've been getting used to it, so it's not too big of a deal. It's 25 degrees centigrade. It's pretty comfortable outside. So let's go drive, and then while we're driving, we'll talk about the car a little bit. All right, so what's really important for me as a driver is having the ability to move the wheel in and out. I'm a little shorter. I like the wheel a little bit closer, so that works out really well. So far, the electric steering feels pretty decent. I've been in some cars where it feels like crap. Some cars, right-hand drive, the blinker is here on a European setup, but on here, it's gonna be on this side, so that's important to remember. Very different is the ability to cycle through different modes. Once we get to some more fun roads, we can put it to sport, but for now, we'll probably just keep it in eco mode. There's no need for it to be in snow, mud, stuff like that, so that's not a problem. But I think eco mode is what's up. Everything looks really nice. Hill descent, that's probably not gonna be necessary today. What else? I'd say definitely this Kia is, I think, in my opinion, a step up from the RAV4. We drove a 2022 or 2023 RAV4. Was definitely not my favorite of the cars recently that we've driven. One of the cars that I was really impressed with was the Volkswagen T-Roc, or I guess in the United States, I don't know what that would be, but to me it felt like an Audi Q3. So the fit and finish was phenomenal. The way the doors shut. Wish we really did a video. We had started to do a video and then forgot. But I'd say thus far that car was exceptional. It drove like a little sports car, even though it was a little SUV. Probably the car that I enjoyed most thus far on this trip was the T-Roc. Really cool car. All right, so we are driving now. For me, I've got to pay a little bit more attention than I do at home, because I'm on the other side, but it's all good. I actually don't mind being on the other side. I think what's most difficult for me when I am on the other side is pulling into a parking spot, because that left front is so different for me. Now, let's talk about the engine on this thing. It's actually quite fascinating. So, it's got a 2-liter turbo diesel. It's only 183 horsepower, but what's incredible about a diesel is the amount of torque that it makes. And I'm converting all this into like US metrics, so it's a little bit easier. It makes like 308 pound-feet of torque, which is substantially more torque than our E46 M3 makes out of a 3.2-liter inline-6, because it's only making about 262 pound-feet of torque. So this is a much, much torquier vehicle, even though the horsepower is about half. So I'm kind of curious to see how this does when we're out driving, especially when we put it in sport mode. So once we're out of the city, we'll kind of push this a little bit. We'll see what the steering's like. We'll see what the power's like, those types of things.
So for people who don't know, maybe I'm the only one. So is torque what makes you go like off the line?
Yeah, torque is kind of what gives it that grunt. So torque is really important for getting off the line.
Okay.
So that's where diesels really accelerate, and that's why they're able to pull so much and do so much, is they have that high torque rating. That's what we're here for. Well, not really, but it'll be a lot of fun. Speeding has caused accidents on this section. Drive carefully.
Oh, and they have monitoring cameras. Oh boy.
All right, so it's 60 kilometers per hour. Some we're not used to are speed cameras, because it's not like if there were speed cameras on Mount Lemmon, I guarantee you all of us in Tucson would drive that road very differently. But because there are speed cameras here, I suppose we got to be a little bit more careful. But I think one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to change the driving mode. So let's put it in sport. It should stiffen up everything. Throttle response. I don't know if it adjusts the suspension, but I know that the steering in Eco is a little numb. It feels like it weighted the steering a little bit. But yeah, it feels a little bit better in sport. It's a little heavier, I think. Gives me a little bit more confidence. Otherwise, it was a little too light and a little too artificial. I suppose that's what we struggle with electric power steering, unless you're in a Porsche or something like that. So tell us, do we know about kangaroos and rental cars?
No, we know nothing about that.
Well, I can tell everybody because we're cleared now, if you want to pan it to me. So we didn't get a chance to film this. So we're in the Northern Territory, totally different area than here. We're in that little MG piece of garbage tin can. The sun was starting to go down. All of a sudden, kangaroos started popping out of everywhere. And of course, I hit a kangaroo with the rental car and put an enormous dent in the bumper. Somehow, maybe because I'm a YouTuber and I work on cars, borrowed a screwdriver, spent a little time with the bumper, got it all pushed back out, fixed all the fender liners, all that stuff, took it back to the rental car agency, and we did not get dinged for any damage. So go the drivers at Apex and their ability to fix a car in a different country on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had grabbed some footage, but yeah, you were literally on your back,
at night with
tinkering with the bumper. That's all we're gonna say. It looked fabulous after you were finished.
Yeah,
good job.
So just know that we're trying to have some fun in these rental cars as much as possible, but we were not being jerks or anything in the car. It just was chance. Now, I will say this, I am perfectly confident that the kangaroo survived, because the kangaroo came from the driver's side, or back home, the passenger side, across the road. Now, it's doing 80 kilometers per hour in a 130, so way under the speed limit. I was able to hit the brakes and swerve as much as possible, and ironically, the kangaroo smacked the passenger side bumper, and it pushed it in probably that far.
Yeah.
Now, what I think is, because it pushed in so far and I was able to slow down as much as possible, I think it grazed it. There was only 4 hairs in the bumper as well.
Yeah.
So I think if we really hit it hard, there'd have been a lot more hair, blood, stuff like that, for which there wasn't. So I think the kangaroo survived.
Yeah, because it just hopped right off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think any kangaroos were harmed in our driving. All right, so we pulled back a little bit. We're doing 47, speed limit 60. We're in sport mode. Oh yeah, it's got a little grunt to it. Push it into the turns a little bit. It's 68. Steering's light. Handles really well. Much better than the RAV4. Not as crisp as the T-Roc, but much better than the RAV4, and substantially better than that MG. Whatever that was a piece of junk. That was horrible. But yeah, this, for an SUV, is pretty darn nice. What do you think?
I really did like that T-Roc.
Yeah, the T-Roc was nice.
No, this is good, but that T-Roc was really, really...
And I think that this has 4-wheel drive as well. So not only is it a turbo diesel, but I believe it's also 4-wheel drive. I don't think all-wheel drive, but 4-wheel drive. So we could only be in 2-wheel drive. I haven't looked, so it's either all-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive and then select 4-wheel drive. However, I haven't seen a button for 4-wheel drive. So let's assume that we're in all-wheel drive. Now, these cars in front of me, they're probably, I don't know, maybe not wanting to push it. I want to push it a little bit. So we're just going to have to hold back a little bit again. Those are really cool, those Land Cruisers. But yeah, I'd say for a new SUV with electric steering, I'd say in sport mode is my preference on the twisties. In town, probably Eco is fine. But eco mode up here I don't like. Ooh, overtaking.
Overtaking lane.
But yeah, at 60 kilometers an hour, what's that, like probably 48-ish miles an hour or something like that, 40-ish or whatever. What I can feel thus far is the car has really ample torque. Ooh, 70 kilometers per hour. Of course, there's speed cameras.
Oh no!
They allow you to overtake, but they put a speed camera.
Is it beeping at us? What is it beeping for?
It was beeping at me because I was outside the lane slightly. So that doesn't make it fun, does it, guys? They give you the option to pass someone, but they put a speed camera in place.
That's so sneaky.
Oh, that's frustrating.
At least they tell you, though.
I guess, but...
I mean, I appreciate the honesty, because otherwise we would just go for it. Oh, hang on. There you go.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Whoa, there's cars.
I know. We're in this tiny little town. I don't know where we're at right now.
Mariba.
But the only thing we can really find is some KFC. So let's get some KFC.
I have not had KFC in ages.
All right, so that maybe wasn't the most satisfying meal. I think shrinkflation is real. I think, what, 5 tenders for like $12 or whatever, and they're like that small or whatever. That's bonkers. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. It's all you could really find around here. I'm satisfied as much as one could be. All right, so in this video, yes, so we're talking about review of this car, stuff like that. There's things that I like. I actually like the seats. I think the seats are incredibly supportive. I think even more supportive than our M3, ironically. I just like the feel. I also like that they're cloth and they're not a leather or a leatherette or something else like that. Seats so far, I think that's a strength of this particular car. Steering, I'm like many YouTubers and other people, I think we're a fan of...
Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Of hydraulic steering racks. I'm not a big fan of electric steering racks. Some are better than others. I think Volkswagen is doing pretty good compared to this, and Toyota and Honda and some others. But beyond just reviewing this car, I think it's important that we take you along and show you what we're seeing as well. I think that's part of the fun in my channel, is showing you as much as possible what it is that we're experiencing and what we're exploring, on top of having fun with the car. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to drive, have fun as much as possible, and then show you guys what's up. All right, so I got to show this. This is actually really neat. What? Right? So here, you can only stick a small bottle, right? But you have the ability to turn this, and as you turn it, it becomes this, and you can stick...
No!
Go Kia. Yeah. Wow. You can really see stuff like this. You certainly don't see it on a car YouTube channel, I guess, right? But this is what cars do. They take us to these places, and that's what's really neat. Because without a car, I would have never seen this. Yeah, I think with some sunlight, that's more impressive. So we got a little spot here.
Ooh, do I need to grab my sidebar?
Right.
Oh boy, are we in launch? Oh, the hood's lifting!
Okay, it's pretty slow. But it's fun to load it up.
Dude, that hood lifted up.
You like that?
I did.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's just like rolling green hills. Very different than the Northern Territory, which was like, how would you describe the Northern Territory compared to Queensland, at least what we've seen thus far?
It's that silty red dirt you think of.
Yeah, it's like traditional, or like prototypical Australia outback. Just harsh red dirt, hard roads to travel on. Here it's, I don't know, like west
lush?
Coast of California sorts. Yeah, it's just lush, it's humid, it's like tropical meets mountains, and it's very pretty.
It is pretty.
All right, so we're gonna go check out some strawberries. I'm getting much more comfortable driving on the left side. Ooh, look at that, nice.
What would you say?
Old Chevy. Is that like an old Nova?
Oh, the blue.
Yeah. That's cool. I don't know what it is.
Oh, that is cool.
A Valiant. I don't know, guys. You probably know what it is more than I do. I don't really know a lot of old, like, muscle-y type cars or whatever. All right, so it's got all-wheel drive, so we can throw this thing into the grass, dirt, whatever. Or we just park it right here. Let's just do that.
How convenient.
Yeah, super convenient. Oh my gosh, guys, I really pushed the ability of this car, and it's all-wheel drive. That was hard. All right, we got some strawberry sorbet. Staying away from dairy, that's why we got this. So look at her hiding. She likes to film. And crazy. I don't mind being filmed. I like being filmed now. So let's go find... Yep, okay. I think we go this way. We're gonna be yuppie. We're gonna walk through the strawberry fields, have some sorbet, and then we'll get back in the car and drive the piss out of it, okay? Yo, this is tight, man. Like, so fresh. Like, super strawberry tasting.
So there's actual like strawberries in it?
No fakeness.
No fakeness allowed.
Damn, that's good. I'm not gonna eat the whole time in front of the camera, but just know we're gonna test our cornering performance.
Oh boy.
Alright, left.
Correct. Whoa, now.
There's a yield, not a stop sign, so we have to come to a complete stop.
Whoa.
See how it hits hard and then it just falls off? So it's got a good initial pickup, so if you're trying to quickly get onto the road, you'll be able to do so. That's sugar cane?
I think.
Yeah, wow.
Because I think you have to watch out for the trucks.
The trains.
Correct.
Well, look how red that dirt is.
Whoa!
That is really red. That's the look of dedication, concentration. 107 kilometers per hour.
Whoa!
So fast.
Whoa! But there's like a 1.5x, so really, I mean, 107's what, near 150? What?
1.5x.
Right? Yeah, it's like 1.5 kilometers to, when you change miles per hour to kilometer, it goes up. So you're going like 150 right now.
Yeah, right.
You didn't know that?
Yeah. Not.
That's why it feels so fast.
We're probably going like 60.
You're supposed to play along.
Yeah. This thing would probably explode if we were going 100.
What do you think the top end is on this? He doesn't. It's like, okay, that's setting up a game here because it doesn't give a gauge. Now I kind of want to know.
It's top speed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's like 100 miles per hour.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't think it's probably that fast, especially being a diesel.
Do you think there's a monitoring system that would cut you off at a point?
Maybe.
Whoa! What's that? Oh, I thought you saw a tree kangaroo.
You got me over here YouTubing, and I don't realize I got an ambulance behind me. Oh.
Sorry, ambulance. So sorry. Like,
Well, they didn't have their sirens on, so I couldn't hear.
Right.
And I'm focused on speaking to the camera.
Right. Sorry.
And then I look, and I was like, oh shit, there's an ambulance.
Ambulance. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see. So we were talking about the fact that you were going 150. And
I was not going 150, guys. Let's be real, okay? 107 kilometers per hour. Not miles per hour. I don't even think this could do 107 miles per hour.
So that's the question at hand, is what is the top speed? Because I don't have a gauge to go by.
Right, like you would see on an analog
Correct.
gauge.
I want to know what my target is.
I don't know.
Whoa!
That's 131. So whatever that is, so that's 80 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So we can go, of course, faster.
I'm not impressed.
I know, me neither.
Guys, I don't know how he just did this. He just whipped this little car and backed it right in.
And I don't use no stupid camera. That's for the weak. I
No.
like using my mirrors. My mirrors will always tell me what's up.
That's kind of mean, though.
Because it still doesn't. Here's the thing: what happens when that dies, and you now have to start using your mirrors, and you know how to back up.
You just don't back up anymore.
I always back up. I'm better backing into a space than I am pulling into a space for some reason. I don't know. Makes no sense.
That is confounding.
It is. Let's see how this Kia handles The curves. Oh, yeah. See, this is what we like, guys. Oh, look at that off-camber turn. That is incredible. Nice.
The commentary is fabulous.
It's just great. It makes me so happy. I was like, this is fun. Now, what I don't like is the lane assist kicking in, and I don't know how to turn it off. But yeah, this is good road. Really good road. Never driven it before. It corners well. It handles exceptionally well for an SUV. Whereas like the RAV4 was kind of floaty and all over the place. I think this Kia is a little more planted. It's like a sports car SUV. I don't know. It definitely handles better. I like it. I think Kia and Hyundai are really stepping it up. I think the other car manufacturers have a lot to learn. Oh yeah!
Is that a turbo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We have a turbo.
Oh yeah, it's a turbo diesel.
Oh.
It's a 2-liter turbo diesel. Yeah, those are our favorite signs. Little threshold. Oh yeah, look at that. And it's really fun on the other side of the road. This is a great SUV. And what's nice as well is the road noise is very minimal. It doesn't produce a lot of road noise. You don't hear a lot of like the tires and all that other crap. Even the engine, there's a good like sound deadening and isolation from the engine to the cabin. Look at it, you can really just throw it in there.
Yeah, I'm getting tossed around. Whoa, now.
Yeah, it's really easy to just dive into the turns with this car. And that was on eco mode. We weren't even in sport mode. I don't want to
explore sport mode then.
I mean, I don't think sport mode's anything spectacular, but we're just in eco mode. Nothing fancy. Just dive bombing these little B roads.
It's hot now.
All right.
Okay, he's over here arguing with the computer with the lane assist. Okay, seriously, let's try sport. I was just kind of joking. We can put it in sport.
Well, but now I'm behind a RAV4, slow RAV4.
Boring.
And the thing is 200 meters.
Okay,
so.
fine.
But no, I'm telling the lane assist to piss off. It's like, I'm in control. I don't need you to tell me what to do. If I want to hug the line or get over a little bit, that's what I'm going to do.
Stop. What?
Yeah. So if you want, like, keep hands on the steering wheel. Yeah, it said yes.
Is that what it said?
Yeah. Because it can tell.
It can tell?
Mm-hmm.
What? Stop.
So when you're driving and you get too close to the white line, it'll like pull the steering wheel, which is why I don't like it. So
Right.
I turn it off.
Whoa.
And then now, like, it still stays in the lanes. It's just not as aggressive.
Uh-huh.
I don't like it.
Whew.
Let me be in control.
Whew.
So I think we can close this video out. I'd say this video was like sort of a review, like, hey, if you're new to renting cars, or if you're gonna rent a car, like, what should you rent? I actually think you should rent a Kia Sportage. Now, if you're in the United States, I don't know that you'll be able to get a diesel. Now, if you were to buy one of these cars, there's a premium for the diesel. I think the diesel is like $50,000, and I think starting price on one of these is like $32,000 or something like that. I don't know that I would spring for the diesel. I would probably just go with a regular gas, like small, like 2-liter turbo gas engine setup. I think pretty good car. What I think I enjoy most about it is the seat. Seat is really important to me. You can get the seat pretty low for an SUV. I like that the seat hugs me, so it gives me, I think, an even better level of support than the E46 M3. Steering's okay, but this is not a performance car. But if you want to push it a little bit, it can do it and will do it. I also like that the car is fairly quiet. For this price point, it isolates a lot of the outside noise pretty darn well. So I think that's pretty cool. I think the all-wheel drive as well for the money, if you're in that 32-ish range, can't beat it. So yeah, I think if you're gonna rent a car and you need to take it off-road, whatever, which rental car company said we couldn't do, no big deal, I would get a Kia Sportage. This is a Sportage, that's crazy. I think I'd even buy one. What do you think?
I think I am more in the market for like a Subaru. Oh goodness, but I don't know.
Yeah, so we're talking very different cars.
Okay.
Right, so I'd say an Outback is a dedicated like off-road wagon. This is more just a people hauler. So if you're looking for something that just is 5 seats, a little more ground clearance, I don't know. I'll tell you this, I would take this over the RAV4 that we rented.
Absolutely.
So, which makes me believe possibly I would even take it over a CRV. So I think if you're in the small SUV market, I don't think you can probably go wrong with the Kia Sportage. So hopefully you guys like that part of the review. Also, I hope you guys just enjoyed Jen and I just being goofballs. I think we just enjoy having fun, taking the cars out, exploring. I wanted to show some of you like...
What is happening?
The road just was like, okay, I'm going to change directions.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. See, we're having fun. We're just goofballs. And I'm trying to like look here, look there. No big deal. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everybody could see what we do on vacation, what we do when it comes to exploring and sorts of things. Now, this part we definitely have to pay attention to. So, all right, guys, I know I haven't posted in a while like this. If you like it, if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. And if you got any questions, comments, if you have any suggestions while we are still here in Cairns, put those comments in the comment section so that we can go and try and do what you guys recommend. So I'll see you guys later.
Stop it.
This is awesome. We saw this sign earlier saying cow crossing, and we were like, yeah, right, whatever. There is legit cow crossing. Wow, look at all these milk cows. Well, that one was going to the bathroom, but yeah, wow, that is too cool.